wake up half naked, I feel like I'm the shit. Pardon my language, but hang-ups do not define the kid. No, I'm not flawless, I'm scarred up and I'm fine with it. My body are the laundry list of all of life's unkindnesses, but I still sip tea and chant om and live free, cause hardships and heartbreaks turn to rap epiphanies. And mom told me stay woke, cause all gold ain't glistening. Choose your words wisely, cause the all-knowing's listening. But no worries, I'm Gucci, my thighs are little juicy, my dialogue little awkward, my idols still move me. My life is a movie like Raheem and Mookie. I'm just trying to do the right thing, hope that it improves me. My bamboos accustomed to me, you'll be soon accustomed to me. This tomorrow I got royal hemoglobin coursing through me, and my strength is now inhuman. I get that straight from my Omi, signed in silver mouth the grill of yours and truly.
You better shine on them, baby, you a star. You better be exactly who you are forever, cause they gon' try and change your heart. Don't let up, cause you're so damn fine just the way you better shine on them, baby, you a star. You better be exactly who you are.
You're listening to Power Plug Radio, home of your throwback jams.
Damn fine just the way you are.
Episode of Bits of Tea, but as always, shout out to Power Plug Radio, you guys. Make sure that you subscribe, okay, tune in and share the YouTube channel Power Plug Radio. Make sure you download the app via Google Store, Apple Play.
Listen, I'm glad that you got it together, because I was looking through my notes and be like, do I have the 5 ways to listen in here, because I think I just forgot what the hell.
You can also
we've been gone for one episode and forgot everything.
Yo,
like,
and you can also visit the website at powerplugradio.com.
Y'all already know what it
y'all
is.
already know what it is. Like
if y'all need to remember the 5 ways to listen, go back to other episodes of different shows and find out how to listen.
I cannot. Ew. But oh my gosh, it feels like it's been forever. Even though it's been a week. And
that's still been forever. Like, it's once a week we do this, so it's like, man, a lot has been going on actually.
Yeah, a lot. So today, you guys, we really want to ask the question, how intimate are you? And the reason why we want to focus on this is because I feel like,
hold on, before we get serious, because I know you guys want to get serious.
I'm not going to get serious.
Before you get serious, like, can I shout out to Hat? Bonjour, how you doing? Can we get a shout out with the hat real quick?
Okay,
yo?
first of all, bonjour.
Bonjour. Hello, how you doing? Bonjour. Like,
okay, I need a cup of tea right here. A cup of tea?
Go ahead.
A flight to Paris.
Right, you came back with a hat and some glasses. Can we talk about that real quick?
Okay, first of all, shout out to Balloons and Things. Shout out to my sister, because she bought the block.
Yes, she did.
And she made history within our family's bloodline, okay? She's been at it for years, and she finally hit a goal. And she is now officially, a millionaire through assets. So
that's awesome.
She bought the block for real. And, I just was inspired. I'm like, I feel important. I feel like.
So that's where the hat comes from.
Give me a little, that's where the inspiration came from.
I was like, you just got back fresh off the Paris boat. Like.
Girl,
I just want to shout out the hat real quick, because it's a
you know what?
Hat.
You're so full of it.
It's a great hat.
I love it. I love this hat, y'all. I want to get one in every color, and I'm going to too. So when y'all see me on every week with a new color, y'all already know why. Don't ask me.
Fashion, right?
Oh my gosh!
All the colors. I just had to do that real quick, because the hat is so. I love the hat.
And y'all, the funny story. So these glasses. I love these style of glasses. This is like my second or third pair. Love the same exact glasses. I bought the same exact pair again because I love it. But
yeah, you like clear glasses, non-prescription.
Non-prescription.
No bifocals. Don't give me no readers. Clear.
No, I want clear. It has a little bit of a tint to it, but
yeah, they styling. You styling, profiling. That's just it. I had to shout that out real quick.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
In the jacket, and you know what I'm saying. You with it today.
Florida, this is the time. Like, Florida
got the turtleneck on.
Okay, tell me you were Floridian without telling me you were Floridian. Because it's not even that cold
I just
outside.
threw on the linen and forget it. Hell.
I know.
The cold's just going to come right to it. Like,
it's okay.
Good. I don't care.
It's okay. Okay, so let's dive in now.
For real.
All right, so it's okay. The question for tonight is, how intimate are you, right? And the reason why I want to know this is because I feel one of the best ways to tap into the frequency of intimacy, right, is through vulnerability. Like being able to feel, which is what vulnerability is essentially, like just feeling and acknowledging and being aware and just, just being in it, right? And so
much to it.
So much to it. I feel like a lot of people, they desire intimacy. They desire and crave to be intimate, but I also feel like a lot of people attach the word intimacy to sex.
For sure.
And it's like, sex is one catalyst and one action, one expression where you
I did for a long time. Period.
Huh?
That's how I used to think of it.
That's how you identified intimacy, right? We all did. I did too. I did too. But I feel like we get stuck in thinking that that's the only way that we can be intimate. And that's the only avenue of expression when it comes to it. And that's just not the case. Intimacy is more than just sex. It's actually just feeling what you can feel. And yes, you can feel so many wonderful things in the expression of intimacy. And I feel like when it comes to those expansive feelings of euphoria and ecstasy that people desire and crave, they reach for it. They try to get it through sex and they just not getting it. But when you are vulnerable and you can share that vulnerability with somebody else, that's when you actually allow yourself to feel deeply past, the action of just sex. You feel so much more. And so I'm going to open it up with that, but I'm not even going down that road because I want to go down the vulnerability road.
Right.
Like what we've been going through. Let me get
some water for this one.
Okay. Y'all. So some of you may not know, but some of you do know. Sound Mind and Body Wellness, our wellness space, is in the midst of a build out. So we have our location. We are getting things moving. We are preparing to open up to the community to be of service. We're going to be hiring real soon and, all the things. It's a very expansive new experience for us. And I'm not going to lie, like fear, anxiety, I'm scared. I got to go take a poop. Like all of that is on 10 right now. And I'm like, okay. I know I've been working towards this for all this time. And now that it's here, it's like, shit, it's here.
Don't know how to act.
Don't know how to act. Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's hard, but it's just like.
It's not hard. But I feel like when you put yourself in positions to expand and to grow and to learn, that's exactly what's going to happen. And so in those periods of growth, whatever is needing to come up to be released and to come out is what's going to come up. And a lot of the times it's the story, it's the rigidness, it's whatever that's going on that's rigid, that's right in front of us right now. And if anybody is wondering like where to start or what to work on in right now, it's whatever that rigidness is for you in this moment. Like whatever the story is what to focus on, essentially.
It always happens in real life in real time too.
Yeah.
Like we always getting these lessons like right now. Mm-hmm. So if we're gonna tip the hat, this was a moment for me. Let me sit in the vulnerability seat. Right, juicy. So it began with a phone call, you guys. I didn't know that it began with a phone call, but I'll give you some tangible evidence, some tangible things that happened, like going on prior to that. But the phone call began. I was finishing up with a client, and my mom called. First ring, I didn't answer because I was picking up after cleaning up from the client. Then she called again, and I was like, I looked at Sage. I said, "It's an emergency."
Yeah.
I knew exactly something happened. Something was going on. So I packed up everything, get in the car, and I proceeded to call my mom. And my mom just informs me that my uncle had passed, which was her brother. And it was an awkward situation on the phone with my mother in the beginning because I didn't know how to respond to it. So I didn't want to be like, well, how you feeling? How you doing? Those are just things that it just didn't come to my mind. I was just like stuck. Right. And then she actually had to get off the phone with me and be like, okay, like, I'm going to go up here, do what I got to do. I'm alone doing it, but I'm going to do it. So within that came the build out. Let's start with the build out. That's the like start. The little background this story, is the start of it because this is the start of it. So then, we're in the middle of a build out and I literally, Coney is gone. Okay.
For the week.
She's gone for the week. So it's like, okay, I got things to do. I'm pushing and moving through, meeting with the contractor, getting everything going. Well, our contractors in Chicago also dealing with things of the family as well,
Yeah.
dealing with family things as well. So some things are getting pushed back.
And I mean, y'all, when I say push back, I mean like a week pushed out. Like we got a date to be open by. Like we got clients already booked, you know.
And it got pushed back. So I was like, all right, cool. I understand. Things do come up and things do happen. And then there was like a miscommunication. Okay, so there was a miscommunication in regards to how this build out was going to be completed and finished. I was on the phone with a contractor, y'all, and I felt it bubbling up. It was bubbling up in my soul, and it was the miscommunication, right? And then my anxiety flared up. I was immediately knew it was anxiety. I was like, okay, you got my anxiety up. I need to get off the phone. And I said, I need to call Coney. I need to call my wife. I need to call her right now. So I expressed to him, you know, I was sharp with my, you know, with my words and everything else. But I was just like, I promised him, I was like, please, I'm not upset. I just need to get off the phone because I'm triggered. That's what it was. I was triggered. You can put a pin in it.
I'm gonna put a pin in that. And y'all, like, I really want to highlight this piece right here. It's always gonna feel like butterflies in your stomach when it comes to speaking up for yourself, especially when you are triggered. Okay, especially when you are in front of the catalyst that is triggering you. I was about to say you're behind. Okay,
your tail,
like y'all. So it is very important for you to speak up in the moment. It doesn't matter how scary it feels. It doesn't matter, you know, it doesn't matter. Speak up for yourself. Okay. And now go ahead. I just want to say that.
Yeah. So in that moment, I was just like, you know what? I have to stop because I didn't want to say anything. Like my heart is good. Like I didn't want to say anything to this man that he had nothing to do with the situation.
Right.
And there was nothing going on. There's nothing he did, but I knew that I was triggered. Right. So I had to get off the phone and I called my best friend.
Yes.
My ace boon coon. You know what I'm saying?
It's me, y'all.
It's yes. So Coney, so I gave her a call. She basically walked me through some things, like breathe, take a breath. First of all,
that's the first
take a
thing
breath.
we did.
Go ahead, you explain. Yeah, your side. Yeah.
No, when it comes to your nerves being worked or even your anxiety being flared up, you feel it. You feel it in your body. Your body will let you know it. It's the first indicator.
I was speaking like you, a New Yorker, straight New Yorker, fast as hell.
You was finna cuss him out in 2 seconds. Had you not got off the phone, we wouldn't have had a contractor, girl. The build out wouldn't have been done. All 4 of us would have been in there painting them walls today. Okay, y'all, we need help, family. We don't got a contractor at this point.
I'm telling y'all, like it's not. I was triggered.
It was 0 to 100, but. So the first thing we did was take a deep breath. Like that's always gonna be my go-to. Because when I take a deep breath, my body releases the cortisol to help me de-stress so I can think clearer and I don't cuss nobody out. But all jokes aside, we took a deep breath because we need to gain clarity.
Yeah, because I needed to get clarity off it because it was miscommunication literally that was going through. It was like I took things literal. Like when somebody says to me that I got it, I got you, you ain't got to worry about nothing along those lines. I'm thinking exactly what the hell you telling me. Right. So to me, that's not a gray area for me to stand in. But I guess the literacy of it was like, okay, I'm not accounting for else. Like you tell me, don't worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it. Right. Okay. I'm proceeding. All right. I put this in the budget. I moved everything else around. So I was navigating through that piece and it was like, all right, cool.
Right. And then that wasn't the case.
And then that wasn't the case. So I was just like, you know what I'm saying? So it was that miscommunication piece and my literacy. That was the first thing. I was like, why am I so literal? Why can't I be in that gray area and just understand and know that, you know, there's some wiggle room. Right. But to me, certain things, when you say I got you, it was just like, okay, you got it. Yeah. And I'm moving on to the next thing. And then I had to come back and revert back to the situation at hand. It was like, I didn't really mean it that way. Right. It came off as I got it as in a form of like, it's still hard for me to explain, but it's like I got it in a form of.
There's only one form of communication here. There was of your literacy, because y'all, like, we all are everything, right? So if you lean too much into one thing, it's not gonna be good for you. So yeah, you could be literal. We take things literal in different senses all the time, or different aspects all the time. But if we take everything literal all the time, it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be fun. So just going back to the situation, I feel like you did, you took all the proper steps that you knew to do to combat the literacy, and it still came back around because there was underlining things that were coming up that had nothing to do with our contractor or anything.
No, it had nothing to do with him at all. Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. Here we go with that damn literal word.
Yeah.
But
so
anyways.
What he said was what he meant, with the exception of a few things.
Yeah.
So it's like, he really did look out for us in a lot of ways. Like, you know what I'm saying? But then we also still had to spend money on more things as well. So it's like it was both things,
Right.
But you pushing through, that was just a catalyst for what you're actually
He was the
through.
catalyst for like a lot of that.
That was just a catalyst to bring the energy that was ready to be released out, which I think you're going to go right into.
Well, I was like giving different moments.
You taking us through the timeline so beautifully. So yeah, so
that was the first one. So literacy. So I had a moment with that. I was like, you know what? How can I like not be so literal? Because I don't ever want to feel this way.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to have these feelings of like, I need to control something or I need to fix something because somebody else is saying that they're doing it, but it comes out completely different. So when it comes out that way, I immediately go into the codependency. Like I need to fix it. Let me go into, and I'm literally, y'all, on OfferUp. I'm on like Craigslist. I'm like a maniac looking for cabinetry.
Y'all, she got me
looking
up
for wood
in the morning.
I'm losing sleep.
I don't even be on my phone, but I gotta, babe, they roll back, y'all. Okay, we gotta wait. They roll back. Okay, it was like so much. Like,
all from my literacy, y'all. Like just literally taking it real, like, and then coming out of that,
Home Depot.
It was like, okay, I was like, okay, well, okay, he ain't got it. Well, I got to do it then. So I got to that point. I got tired of myself. I really literally did. I got tired of myself. I was exhausted. I was like, I do not want to feel this way in these types of situations anymore. Like I'm tired of it. And also a lot of that came through like my corporate job, dealing with people and also management, and then being in high stressful situations where, I'm a woman, I'm a female, and being in a high dominant field of males in management, running retail, a lot of times it's like a lot of expectations. It's like, get it done. Get it done today. The timeline, like it was just all of that. That's how you get it done. And then when that transaction happened, I was like, well, he's not gonna get it done. So it means I gotta do it now. And I didn't really have to do anything. You haven't. You didn't. I didn't have to do anything, but I immediately ran into that fix it mode. Yeah. Immediately.
Like, y'all, she was losing sleep. Like waking up super early in the morning, 3-4 in the morning every day, like can't sleep. And like, anxiety is so subtle. Like it's subtle. You don't always catch it. You don't always catch it when it's actually like being expressed until you get to a point where something takes place and it's push you on your knees,
and then you don't ever know. Like you don't ever know.
Like, okay, this the 5th day you didn't get no sleep. Like what
are you doing right?
You finna crash. You finna crash.
Waking up at 5:30. Well, that was like that's normally
every
the time,
day,
but it's like on like no clock, nothing. It's like mine was pop, pop, pop.
And I was like, wait, like just
right. And I was like, wait, I'm missing something here. Like I'm not connecting. Like this has got me going crazy. Deadlines. I'm like, all this shit's coming. Subliminal messages, everything.
And then we still got clients, y'all. Homeschool. Oh my God, Coco be crazy. I'm like, Lord, I don't know what's going on. What did I do? What I do is I'm way too far deep to let go and turn back. I can't get off the ride.
Right. They done clanked it down on you. The ride, you on the roller coaster at this point. Right. So that was the first part of mine. It was just that the codependency was coming back and everything was coming in. I was like, damn, this reminds me of like work, like corporate, like deadlines, and then I'm moving past that. So that was one of them.
Oh my God, so many.
It was so many, but all these all lead up to one thing.
The one big thing.
Big thing.
There was so the literacy, then the corporate aspects of it from like being in that era, and then there was the control piece. Right? Was that the next thing? Yeah.
And I was going to move into the control piece. And the control piece it was not a control the way you all think of control. It was the most subtlest of controls. And these subtle controls just happen to be when you're in a narcissistic relationship and certain things like
the manipulation
and things. So I began to compartmentalize in my brain certain things, how it goes, where it moves, how it goes, even calculating it down to the dollar of monies.
Wow.
Like, one, this goes here, that goes there. Like that's literally how my mind would go. And it was control in the form of I needed to make sure that I wasn't losing my effing mind. Yeah. And I had to like literally have people and places in my life that would remind me like I'm not going crazy.
Yeah.
And it was just literally like, you know, every dollar spent, like I'm not going crazy. I'm being told one thing, but I'm seeing another thing. And then it's like, no, everything's good. The money's here, the money's there.
And then y'all, she's referring back to an old experiences.
These are old. This is control.
Yeah, the experiences from the past and like what she was feeling now. She's not going through all of that now, but she did go through it, and the resonance of it was like coming up through.
And this is the reminders of like going back and then finding out where these things are coming from. So this is coming up and out that way. So then it's like, oh, all right, I see. It was 15 years, y'all. So that was a long time.
15-year relationship.
Yeah. So I was going through that whole thing. I'm like, and then anxiety of that, just like, monies and put it here and go there. So all of this was going on. So like literacy, why am I taking things? So codependency was coming up. Control was coming up. And then the last one was today.
Yeah.
The last one was today. And I'm going to share it because this is a vulnerable.
Yeah. And this is
vulnerability right now.
Speak your mind, boo.
So today, woo, this one's a big one. So today, during my own self research and like going through the Motion Code book and everything like that, I said to Coney after she got back from, you know, her outings or whatever, I said, I hate my mom. I hate my mother. That's what I said. Yeah. I said, I hate my mother.
Yeah.
And I said, but I love her at the same time.
Yeah.
I love her at the same time. And I'm okay with that. The tears are just the extra releasing that's happening, that's going on. Like I'm fine, y'all. Like I'm good. I ain't gotta go. You ain't gotta call the people. Like you ain't gotta do none of that. It's okay to freaking cry. Okay. So because this is an actual thing
in front of other people too.
So yeah, I'm cool with it. So I did. I said I hate my mom, and then I said I love her at the same time, and then I said, you know what? That's not mine either.
Right.
That's not mine either. But I also said I have the right to express this, but I don't want to keep it.
Right.
Because I do love her.
Yeah.
And she didn't know.
Right.
She didn't know no better.
Right.
And I was my own best mother and father that I could be to myself up and even all the way up until this point.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, and you're doing a phenomenal job, honey. You are. Yeah.
So I had to move through that and realize like all of these things that were coming up for me to release was led back to one place, and that's my mom. And mothers don't realize how much power that they have over their children.
Yeah. Yeah.
And forgive them for they know not what they do.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
So I went through all of that this past week. I went through all of that to come up here to just to be like, yo, like I let it go. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, you have every right to let it go.
I'm done. I don't want to effing deal with that no more.
Yeah.
I'm done. Like I'm done. You know, I never expressed that ever. But there was just something that was like, you know what, that also needs to be acknowledged because I never said nothing.
Right.
And I just was like, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
And I'm not carrying that shit no more.
Ashe.
So those are all the things that literally led up. This is all like this is the shit that nobody want to do. But I want to do it because I want to be better.
Yeah.
Period. Mm-hmm. There's too much of the bullshit going on in the world today, you know, and there's like a lot of hurt adults still that live in that child, live in that, just want to relive the cycle of the abuse. But you also got to step outside yourself and realize that this is generational too. You don't know what your parents went through. You don't know what your great grandparents went through. I've got so much clarity and stories. Shout out to Auntie Phyllis, my father, even my mom.
Yes.
And I heard the stories, and it's just like my mother had no choice of what she was brought up into. Narcissistic parents, lies, all over the place, infidelity, abuse. Y'all don't even know. This is only just a few years back. It's not 100 years. It's a few years back. And then and then to get the whole story, this is all of it, just because I'm getting everything now, because my parents are finally opening up because I'm asking them questions. And it's just like, can y'all just let me in?
Right.
Because I want to know and why some of the decisions that was made, why were they made and how were they made? Like, what was you going through? And now just with that newfound information, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you understand yourself so much better.
Like, don't keep shit from your kids. Like, let them know there's a certain age, okay? But, let them know what you went through so they can understand. Because I would have let this go a long time ago.
Yeah.
Had I known.
Yeah, same.
I would have known how to deal with it. I'm like, okay, because this is just what it is. Yeah. And being like left in the dark and just listening and hearing all this shit now.
Yeah. At 40.
Y'all could have told me this a long time ago. But it's a journey.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm cool with it. Yeah. I'm good.
I know you good. It takes a lot of courage to tell your story, but your story is so liberating for me and so many other people, especially people of color, because these are the things that people don't talk about. We express in ways that we don't necessarily understand, but we know that we create outcomes that are undesirable. Like, I'm gonna be vulnerable too. It's like, I've always been very comfortable within my sexuality and my sensuality, right? But I realized that I was raised, with the energy of, promiscuity. I don't even know how to say the word, but just the energy
promiscuity.
I don't know that big word, but just the just the essence of, like being a woman and just like, not flaunting, but using what you have to
get what you want. Yeah.
And like, now that I'm an adult and I've been exploring my own self outside of my own conditioning, it's like, damn, I could easily identify with asexual, like an asexual person. You know what I'm saying? Just because of like how I am designed, But I didn't know that all these years. All these years I expressed in one way because of my own conditioning, just what I seen and what I was told and what I heard in my environment, the stimuli. It's like I made certain decisions that I felt I had to.
Right.
Because of the conditioning, the running in the background little sayings and if you have a cookies, you should never be broke. Like that type of those types of statements.
Wow.
Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when you have those types of statements and thought processes going on in your world, what other choices do you have when it comes to like your expression and your decisions? You're gonna decide in certain aspects because of the conditioning and what's being shown to you.
That label
amongst
our community is called
fast.
Being fast.
Being fast.
Being fast.
Being grown. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just the exposure. It's just the exposure. How else could a child be fast or grown if it wasn't shown what it was?
Facts.
Right? And this is a lot of this type of stuff goes on, y'all, in our community, and y'all know. And this is the stuff that nobody talks about. This is the stuff that nobody acknowledges. But when you get to a point where you're trying to figure yourself out, and it's like, why are my thought processes this way? Like, why the hell do I move
like
this way?
What's going on?
You start to look at yourself and point the finger at yourself. Then you're going to be led to figure it out. Thanks. And one way that Jade and I are figuring it out now in this part of our journey is by asking our family questions that they ain't never been asked before. Like literally putting the pressure on them to tell your story. Yeah. Tell your story so that I can understand where I come from and like my conditioning and why I move the way that I move and, make some of the decisions that I've made. It's important for us to talk to our people, like your community, your parents, even if you don't get along with them, it doesn't matter. Get an insight on what they grew up in and what they saw and what they were taught and what they seen so that you can develop compassion and see them outside of a parent and as a human being. And that way you can forgive. It's easier to forgive when you understand. It's hard to forgive when you don't understand.
You in the dark, you don't know what's going on. You like, you got some crazy ass parents. What the hell?
And you start blaming them. You blaming them.
Yeah, why they moving this way?
Right. But you don't realize that their parents did it to them. So if their parents did it to them, They're only doing what they know. And matter of fact, our parents they grow a bit. They grow a lot of it because we didn't go through a lot of it. None of the shit.
None of that.
We didn't go through none of what they went through. Okay? I'm gonna tell you right now, had I been born back then and I had went through it, I'd have been out. Okay, y'all about to have a family devastation. This little one, this one is out. This one is out. I'm going back to heaven. I'm not taking all these ass beatings this way. I'm not doing it. I'm out of here. So God knew I needed to be born 1990. Like, and I'm so grateful. So grateful. I don't think I could.
There were great times too, but I'm just saying in this moment,
girl, the stories that my mama told me. She told me my grandmother had to walk 5 miles to and from school. I'm like, that aspect alone is a lot. That one little aspect of life alone.
Girl, you already got the experience, like walking in the cold in New York.
I know, but 5 miles to and from. It's just in the country. It just back in those days. It just they had a much harder life. I feel like
they did.
You know.
Did dangerous everything. Yeah,
exactly.
Dangerous.
Exactly. And then, the harder they fall, that Netflix
we already know
original, the cowboy. They was coming from that. They was coming from that time. Still pulling guns out on each other. The kids in the house. They didn't care.
Well, you like just like having that Christmas time, and then you actually having that time with mommy inspired me to be like, you know what? I'm getting some tea here.
Yes.
From mom-in-law, Miss Barbara Ann, and I'm like, wow, like I can't believe like all of this was going on. So even me looking at her and her life and everything, I'm like, okay,
you see it, right?
I got you. Like I understand. Yes. Like, all right, cool. I know how to.
You can't even be mad. You can't even be mad at the expression because it's like, damn, how could she not? You know what I'm saying? She grew up with all of this. How could she not?
14 siblings. No.
She's the oldest of 14.
No. And then so through that, I was like, I'm going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
But I also know how to handle my mother. Like I knew even though we were dealing with a tragedy, which again, it was like, it was known. Like, it was one of them.
Was it a tragedy? Because
no.
Let me touch on this too. My sister and I had a very wonderful conversation about like suicide, right?
Yeah.
I have moved through suicidal thoughts myself. Okay, I can say that. I feel like a lot of people do. Some people actually do, and it gets done. Mm-hmm. And so, in our conversation, we were just talking about like why some people do it, and it's just like, y'all, we don't never know anybody's story why. Like we don't ever know
reference
why.
Who y'all was like, you guys were talking about
Regina King,
and she had lost her son.
Yeah, she had lost her son to suicide.
Yeah, that's how it came up.
That's how it came up. We was talking about Regina King's son.
Yeah.
I forgot even where I was going with that point, but I think I was going to say something like, damn, I forgot where I was going with that. But the bottom line was that, you never know somebody's story. Like you never know why somebody is doing something. And I forgot. That's where it left off. It left me. Maybe it'll come back.
Yeah, it always comes back.
Yeah.
But what I was saying was like I was just inspired by your story, and then your ability to talk to mommy, and then she actually opening up and being like, "Yeah, I'm gonna tell you a story." Well, my mom, you said, was it a tragedy? That's where we were going. Was it a tragedy?
Oh, was it a tragedy that your uncle died? That's what I was going to say. You bring it right back. Yeah. You always do that. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. So I asked, was it a tragedy? Because it's like, when it comes to suicide, that's why we had the conversation of suicide. And what came up also in the conversation was like suicide in itself. Like, so people who commit suicide and it actually works, it's like a one and done. But when it comes to your uncle, he was an alcoholic. Like, that's another form of suicide. Like,
slow death.
It's a slow death. It's like you can do it all at once, or you can spread it out over a course of years, So in this point, that's why I was like, was it really a tragedy? Because
because we already knew the behavior. That was a generational curse. He got caught up in it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a tragedy, but I labeled it as that. So during that time, that I knew that would be a moment that I could ask my mom in her vulnerability, like her story, like really get to know her and understand like the relation. It started out with how was your relationship with Aunt? You know what I'm saying? And like just really easing into it and bringing back some memories, some good ones, and then we started easing into the family dynamics,
the dark nitty-gritty,
and it just kept going. Like
she released
as soon as I was able, like it's like asked her story, it just was like pong 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 pong.
Like, y'all, like 3-4 days worth of
pages
stories. It was like
coming
to her, the memories just flooding through.
flooding through. So then you always know, like, I checks and balances. I always got to do my checks and balances because there's in certain stories there were two people, and one of them was my father. So I had to also check and balance with him as well. And then in that process, he's also telling me in his childhood and the things from his perspective, what he went through. So I'm getting all of these perspectives of like my mother's household, his household, and it sounds exactly like Barbara Ann's household. It was the man ruled the roost, the woman had no say, and the beatings and
Like the wife was getting beat.
manipulation and the narcissism and all of that was happening.
Yeah.
Same, even in the country.
Yeah.
Okay. All over the damn
All of our
place.
people
Hell.
is from the country too.
Facts. So all of that was going on. And then from that's when Auntie came through with her story. And it was just like, wow. And the one thing that really stuck out with that, there's a lot of things that stuck out with that one. But, you know, we all are going through things. And she always was, you know, she is,
Auntie Phyllis?
a pillar of strength.
I love her.
Tell you, a pillar of strength. So she was like, it's in the Bible, renew your mind. And it really stuck with me. It's like, renew your mind. And that is facts.
Yeah.
And renewing your mind, there are these steps and process that we're talking about in this healing. Is like, if you don't want to think about or go on or continue this cycle, you have to renew your mind and be able to move and navigate through that and create new neurological pathways. Forgiveness is a part of that. Everything is a part of that. And just be able to get off of that cycle so you're not repeating it in your life, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. And when it comes to like how to renew your mind, right? Because it says it in the Bible, right? The book, the good book. But all the people that be talking about this good book,
there's some good
their minds don't seem to be that renewed.
There's some jewels in there, though.
I love the Bible. It's an awesome tool. It is. It's an awesome tool. You pull from it what aligns with you, and then the rest you have to throw it down the trash. Shoot.
You have to ask questions. That's what you got to do. Ask questions. Because when you ask the questions and then people come up and they fumbling, they're like, well, you ain't supposed to question God. I'm like, I'm not questioning God. I'm questioning you. Like, I'm asking you the question. And then when it starts fumbling like that, that's when you can throw it out. Throw it down the drain because ain't nobody. Everybody's like, they don't have an answer. There's not an answer.
Stuff in the air just sounding
It's
crazy.
not an answer,
right?
For this shit.
So how to renew your mind, right? Y'all, this is podcast. Okay, it's very accessible ways to renew your mind. Reading books, like go to the library. I love the library. I always went to the library as a kid, like, and I know
books.
You know people used to make fun of people like that back in the day, but like who's laughing
they still
now?
Do.
Like they like knowledge really is power, y'all, and there's so much information out here that's accessible. It's at our fingertips. You know, if reading is not really your thing, try it out. You got to do something new. Whatever it is that you're doing right now, all of it is contributing to your story, whatever your story may be. And so if your story is undesirable and it's just low vibrational, doesn't feel good, take yourself through the AEOC, right? Become aware of what is
I know this
how you're
now.
feeling.
Come on now.
Right? Become aware of how you're feeling.
Facts.
Acknowledge your contribution in this experience. Facts. What are you doing to feel this way? Like, what are your thought processes like? What are your actions? Acknowledge yourself. Observe your surroundings and all other factors and catalysts, and then make a choice to do something different. You got to do something different to create the pathway.
You have to do something.
You have to do something different,
or it's gonna start all over again.
Yeah, podcasts, books, YouTubes. Talk to someone. You know what I'm saying? Someone outside of your circle of influence. You know what I'm saying? Like, seek for help. Like, call it in. Like, call it in your spirit. You don't even have to call it in on Instagram, on nothing like that. You talk to God. You have your own personal relationship with Infinite Source. And so in your relationship with God, you say, I need help. You know what I'm saying? I need help. Right. You know, like, call in the support that you need right in this moment to help you move through the density, to move through the energy that doesn't feel good, you know? And then, look for your communities, align with it. It's just your intuition is you got yourself. You got you. Y'all got y'all, you know? So call it in and then just move in that direction of seeking help and assistance and support in the ways you feel you need it. you know?
Right. Especially if you are desiring it, just go for it, do it. You know, go for it and do it.
Yeah.
And we always talk about cycles on here. We're talking about intimacy and vulnerability and everything. And, you know, this ability to be vulnerable, it feels really good.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to hold on to anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm able to like really just, you know,
release and let it all out.
And let it and just talk
and not be judged. You are more understood. You know what I'm saying? And you gain more understanding and clarity, and then you just get the support that you need. And then I feel like with all those components of the vulnerability piece, that's when the actual love making can actually happen. That's when the expression of unconditional love with the partner and being intimate comes into play, because you've already opened yourself up to this person so vulnerable. Like they are able to like feel you even more because they know more of you. They understand more of you, you know? And it's a vice versa thing. So you got to understand and know yourself before you can understand and know someone else. Like if you don't really know yourself, and we all say we know ourselves, but we don't really know ourselves. We don't, because to say we want intimacy insinuates that we don't have it. And if you don't have it, is why. What is intimacy for you? And if it's just sex, then you don't know yourself. If intimacy for you is just sex, you do not know yourself. Right. Because intimacy is so much more than that. You can feel so much more outside of that act when you get to know yourself and you get to know somebody else like the way that you know yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's rare. Like a lot of people are not vulnerable enough with themselves to be vulnerable with someone else.
Exactly.
And they're not even having good sex. They're not. It's too many attitudes going around. It's too many attitudes going around.
Yo.
Right? You don't never got a smile on your face. Damn.
Why? What is going? Got the RBF going. Resting the RBF.
There's a lot of attitudes.
Why is the RBF?
So,
like, can you pick your?
You know, it's a lot of people not having good sex out here, and it's because of the lack of intimacy. I'm sorry. It just is. It's required. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the best way to get to that is through yourself. Become vulnerable with yourself. Get to know yourself. Because see, now that you understand more of yourself, you can know how in other ways to please yourself, to elevate yourself, to, you know what I'm saying? You just find out more about yourself in different aspects.
And pleasing yourself can just be taking yourself out to the movies.
Yeah.
It could be.
It's so many different ways, y'all. I love my head rub. And
spending time,
like I love to be read to. Like when I was a little girl, my mom read to me every single day. She loved reading. So that was one of the things that like I love to be read to. Like I love that. And that to me, that's intimate. So she will create space to where we are cuddling and she's rubbing my head and she's reading me. She's reading to me. That's intimate. That is so intimate for me in my experience. You know what I'm saying? And so like, what is intimacy for you?
Right.
What does that look like for you? How do you want to be loved? Mm-hmm. How do you want to be touched? How do you want to be pleased? How do you want to be satisfied? Like, you know, all of these things you can only find out through getting to know yourself. And a lot of the times, y'all, like we have these trapped emotions in us, in our nervous system that don't belong to us. So we express in ways, you know what I'm saying, that are not our ways. It's just the conditioning. Man. So we think we want to be loved in a certain way, and that's not the case. That's just the trapped emotions wanting to be fed in your nervous system. You know what I'm saying? Because they are inside of you. They need to be fed. Energy needs to be fed. Like, so with these trapped emotions, you guys, you will continually create experiences to where these emotions are being fed. So you're going to be able to feel anxious or to feel angry or to feel jealousy or to feel envious. Like whenever you feel these types of ways, right, from being in certain situations and certain experiences, it's because the energy is residing in you. That is all that it is.
And that's a perfect example. Like if you are angry, right? And it's like you were already angry before you got angry. Like you was already angry. You was born angry, or you were in the situation. Not born angry, but you know what I mean. Like you was already angry before this
prior to the catalyst, right?
So
prior
it's
to the thing, and that's what we don't know and understand.
Right. We're already angry.
We're finding this out, y'all, through therapy. Like we're not pulling everything out of our ass. I promise you that. A lot of things we are learning from therapy and books and research, okay? Like we're passionate about it because our lives are changing every day with the things that we're doing.
True.
And so if we can do it, y'all can do it.
Yes,
and so the things that we express to y'all and share with y'all are tools and techniques that really, really work. That are like, if you read the book Emotion Code, your life is going to be changed. Instantly. Guaranteed. And I mean, immediately changed, instantaneously. As soon as you buy the book, you're going to notice the shifts. And so, you know, we're passionate because, you know, we can be healed. We don't have to live in survival no more. We don't have to live in pain. We don't have to live with shit swept under the rug. We don't have to live that way no more. Mm-mm. You know what I'm saying? But we got to be the ones to realize that we can take the shackles off.
Yes, we can.
We can take the shackles on.
Right, we can take them off.
We can take the shackles off at any time, you know? And this is a beautiful tangent.
Uh-huh.
Girl,
the phone
y'all
ringing.
know we got bills to pay here.
Right. We got the phone ringing.
Hello? Is it scam likely?
Hello? Scam likely. I love it. I love the whole shenanigans and all this.
Oh my God.
I love this. I love it.
Our show. I love us. It's so awesome. And we go back and listen to us too. That's so funny. So we're going to listen to this later on.
We are.
Cracking up.
And crying.
I know. Like,
this show will have you crying. It will have you do aha moments.
I didn't even say that in the beginning. I didn't even say it, but I didn't need to. I didn't even need to.
That's what the show for anyway.
Exactly.
We only speak from experience. That's it. We're not.
And what we say is true. You may laugh, you may cry, but most importantly, we hope that you leave inspired. Yeah,
hope you leave inspired. Period.
Absolutely. Yeah. I was gonna say that taking the shackles off, right? Like us being the ones to take the shackles off, because we have the keys. Mm-hmm. We have the keys. You know what I'm saying? And so I was gonna say this is a beautiful transition into like Black History Month, right? I honestly forgot that it was Black History Month because
we was at the Thai restaurant.
No, not even that, but like we were at the Thai restaurant and the news was on. That's how we found out that it was Black History Month.
Y'all.
Girl, we've been so into the Trapped Emotion show. I'm like, damn, is it February? What time is it?
What day is it? Hell, let's emerge from this for a minute. Damn.
Oh, we gotta take a day off for real.
Take a day off. We was gone. We was in the rabbit hole, and that rabbit hole was so far down.
Dark with no lights down there at all.
We was like it's February already.
Girl, she said the blinds was closed, everything. Oh my God, that is too funny.
Shoot, give me my popcorn, leave me alone.
God, right. But girl, I forgot it was Black History Month. But I'm glad though, because the years that I was in it, I found myself being reminded and feeling all types of ways from just Black History Month, because it's just, it got to a point for me where it was like, you know what? Why are we still reliving the shit that our ancestors went through? Like, we're still bringing it up. We're still keeping them there. Like, our ancestors were so much more.
There's so much more
than what they showed up as. You know what I'm saying? They were so much more than that. And I feel like now that they're all gone, I'm looking at this beautiful picture of like Martin Luther King and, you know, everybody else that was up there moving and you know,
behind me,
and listening to Aunt Phyllis, and she was in the move. She was there.
She said off Virginia Street with the. She said with them marching.
And to hear her talk about
Virginia Street.
It was so empowering, and you could still hear the passion and the empowerment in her own voice from being around during that time, and as a little girl, like seeing it happen, right? Like seeing it come to fruition. And you know, yes, our ancestors are awesome. They're wonderful. They made a way, but let's take them out of the box of what
talking about cycles here.
The cycles, the repetitive cycles of slavery and the shackles and the mundane.
We ain't gotta go through that
repetition.
We ain't gotta go through
our ancestors don't want to. They are liberated. And they want us also to be liberated.
Yeah.
So the best way that we can honor them is by moving forth in our own purpose and our own.
We are our ancestors.
We are our ancestors' wildest dreams, y'all. So the best thing the best thing you could do is to do you and hold your head up high. You know what I'm saying? Do the inner work. Liberate yourselves. Acknowledge the pain. Be that person in your family that's going to say what needs to be said. Ask the questions. You know what I'm saying? Show your family how to love. Be that unconditional love. Be the patience that your family needs. Like, you have to express and embody the change you want to become. You have to do it. You have to do it. This is what our ancestors fought for. They fought for us to be free.
Yes.
So be free. Do the work so that you can be free. Free your mind. Get off of this train and get off of the media. Like, find out your truth for yourself. Find God for yourself. Get out of the Bible and get out of church and find God for yourself, okay? Because I can tell you right now, God is not only in the Bible. He is not only in church.
Come on.
Okay? God is everything and all things.
Come on, man.
Okay?
Like this microphone right there.
I'm telling you.
Come on.
And so it's like, y'all, I'm passionate about this because I forgot it was Black History Month, and I'm glad my ancestors are happy that I'm not focused on Black History Month and focused on the repetitive slavery and the repetitive, you know what I'm saying, mundane, gruesome, you know,
there's no superiority or inferiority. Ain't nobody superior over me.
The shackles. Yeah. Like, let's shift our energy from the shackles to pure liberation. Our ancestors are liberated through us.
Through us.
We got to do the work, though. We got to do the work, and we set the intention for them to be liberated through us. That's our power. The power is in your tongue. It's saying in the word.
And that's facts,
Don't let me have to throw the Bible back at y'all now, because I will find the Bible somewhere and throw it at you. Okay? Like, there's power in the tongue. And so, you know, the Bible is a beautiful tool. You know, take what works and implement it. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like people do a great job at implementing what the Bible teach. People do a great job implementing and expressing jealousy, envy. Okay? People do a great job at expressing anger and judgment. All these things. These are the same people that, you know, are Bible thumping left and right. Our family, I'm talking to us. There's people in our collective that do this, okay? And it's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to release the shackles, okay, from our own selves. We have the keys to do so. Open your mind. Open your mind and see that God is everywhere and is in everything, and God is within us all, okay? God is not a jealous God. I'm going to say
those are human emotions, y'all.
God is not a jealous God. Okay, God loves each and every one of us unconditionally. He
infinite source.
Just, you know what I'm saying?
Love it.
So that's all I had to say. That was my little rant on that. Like,
just get off. Let's get off the cycles. Like, yes, let's get off that cycle.
Yeah, we're off of it.
I love that.
All of us in this room is off of it because, and we can see that we're off of it because of just, you know, our return and
it's
our
like
response from the world. Like, we are truly blessed and highly favored. Like, we truly are. Like, to be sitting in a Black-owned production. Okay, with beautiful Black people, with equipment.
Shout out to Power Plug Radio. Thank you, Power Plug Radio.
We got equipment up in here, honey. Okay, like, this is noise. All right, we in somebody's establishment.
Can we embrace that?
Like, can we talk about that? Can we highlight that? Can we highlight?
Can we embrace our Black families, our Black community? Can we do that?
Can we highlight all that all of our Black creators are doing and have done? Like, let's continue to liberate ourselves through expression. You know what I'm saying? And knowledge. And true power, to be honest, and unconditional love.
That's facts, though. Right? That's so facts. And girl, I'm super thankful for this platform. For
my God, this is our therapy. Shana,
this is like this is like we'll go through this at home, and then we don't even really know. Again, y'all, when we come to the show, we have no idea exactly what the topic will be.
We just
until we get here, and then we just speak from experience, and then it just comes out. Yeah, because I didn't know. Because see, that's why you was like the vulnerability thing in the beginning. Like, we was talking pre-show stuff, y'all. But I was like, oh, okay. That's why I said I got you, because you wanted to go down that road. You was ready to go down that road, and I was like, you know what? I can be vulnerable. Yeah. Because in my vulnerability, I'm hoping that I can help somebody.
Absolutely. You gave us all.
I'm hoping that I can help somebody.
Not hope. That's you have. You have helped. That's how we help too, y'all. I'm going to say something else. That's how we help each other, is by speaking our truth and being vulnerable, y'all. I'm being serious. You don't have to know anybody from a mile down the street, but if they're vulnerable and true, they can save somebody's life. You can save somebody's life. Like, that's how we do it. That's the connection, is being open and being vulnerable, because then when you find out, it's damn, me too. I'm not alone. Like, I'm not we not alone. I'm like, damn, my story with my parents and what they went through, yours is similar. I'm sure that you have similar stories, and it's tons of other people that have similar stories, especially people of color. We all have been through the same
no matter
type
what
of thing,
and no matter what region,
what
area, it's the same.
Yeah. So your story definitely helped me, for sure. You know, just realizing that, you know what, everything exists. Like, how polarity. Can we you can't, love and hate both exist. Denying one is going to lead to what is it called?
Is that what you mean?
When you deny something, like when you don't acknowledge the hate, like you said, you didn't acknowledge it for a long time, and so it all came out now. It's all coming out now. You know what I'm saying? Because it had never been expressed. So it's like, when we don't acknowledge something, you know, it creates an imbalance. You know. So your story helped me realize that, you know, both coexist. You know, to hate is to love is to hate, and it's okay. And we choose. You can choose to express in hate, or you can choose to express in love. And you choosing to express in love is acknowledging the hate that you're getting, that you've released. and that, you know what I'm saying, you've decided to let go of. And that's beautiful. That's liberating for me.
What? Listen, like it's a story, and even now in all the releasing and just the tools I've been using even up to this point, it's like the AAOC has helped me a lot.
Yeah.
In just acknowledge the fact of what the hell went on and what went on, and then also acknowledging my hand in it. You know what I'm saying? The biggest piece of that end one, that choice. How do I really want to feel?
Yeah.
I don't want to feel this way.
And
And then boom.
The rest
Observation,
follows.
of course, but the rest follow. The choices, I love getting to the choice piece because it's like, you know what? I'm making a choice to move forward. And that's what I did. I was like, I don't want this.
Yeah. And when you implement this technique, y'all, you don't have to know, like, there's no right or wrong way to do it. Your soul knows, your intuition knows. It's just setting the intention. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Setting the intention. Like, shut up here, like, girl.
3 minutes. Because
you start, like, you feel like you want to start up again. Now. Come on now.
No, y'all, like, I'm always appreciative of y'all to listen.
This is it, y'all. This is what we want to bring to the table. Shout out to Sound Mind and Body Wellness, you guys. If you want to book an appointment with your girls, visit the site snbw2.com. You can follow us on social media.
Yes, you
Instagram, Facebook is going to be Sound Mind and Body Wellness, all spelled out. Okay. Shout out to Power Plug Radio, you guys. As always, subscribe and share that YouTube, Power Plug Radio. You can download the app. Apple Store, Google Play. You can visit powerplugradio.com, okay, and follow us on Instagram as well, Power Plug Radio.
Yes, y'all.
So y'all already know what it is. As always,
begin the day with love.
Fill the day with love.
End the day with love. Wholeness.
Wholeness. There you go. Wholeness.
You're listening to Power Plug Radio, home of your throwback jams.
Pardon my language, but hang-ups do not define the kid. No, I'm not flawless, I'm scarred up and I'm fine with it. My body are the laundry list of all of life's unkindnesses, but I still sip tea and chant om and live free, cause hardships and heartbreaks turn to rap epiphanies. And mom told me stay woke, cause all gold ain't glistening. Choose your words wisely, cause the all-knowing's listening. But no worries, I'm Gucci, my thighs are little juicy, my dialogue little awkward, my idols still move me. My life is a movie, like Raheem and Mookie. I'm just trying to do the right thing, hope that it improves me. My bamboo's accustomed to me, you'll be soon accustomed to me. This tomorrow I got royal hemoglobin coursing through me, and my strength is now inhuman. I get that straight from my